Many children with autism have a hard time transitioning, and the start of a school year brings about a lot of anxiety for both kids and for parents. Today, I'm going to cover some back-to-school strategies that might help make September a better month. Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Barbera, autism mom, board-certified behavior analyst, and best-selling author. Each week, I provide you with some of my ideas about turning autism around. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can do that now. Depending on where you live, school may have started this week or a few weeks ago, but chances are you and your kids, especially your child with autism, may still be adjusting. I know from my personal experience with my sons Lucas and Spencer, who are now in their early 20s, as well as from my experience working with hundreds of clients since 2003, that back to school time can be very stressful for parents and kids, especially when autism is involved. In next week's video blog, I'm going to discuss strategies for teachers and school staff who might be new to a classroom or to a whole group of students, but today I'm going to put my parent hat on and discuss 3 strategies to help parents ease the back to school transition. Step number 1, get a sneak preview if you can. You might have had an opportunity, or coming up, you'll have an opportunity to go to back to school night, meet the teacher. Maybe your child had the ability to ride the bus as a practice. You could also request a tour or make a transition plan to a new classroom, or especially to a new building. Make that part of the IEP if possible, even for next year. While you are at back to school night or on a special tour or meet the teacher, I would recommend taking pictures of the teacher, the classroom, maybe the gym, the cafeteria, the entrance. If the bus is a practice bus, take a picture of the bus with the bus number. You might take a picture of the principal. Just anywhere where the child may be going. Maybe if they're a little bit older, they'll have a locker. You may want to take a picture of a locker. And with these pictures, you can make a little book, or you can just show your child the pictures on your phone or an iPad. It's important that the child becomes familiar with his or her new environment. I know that for my son Lucas, it was really important that we took pictures and we actually taught him the names of people with pictures, because he learned to name people a lot better with pictures than in person. Strategy number 2, after getting your sneak peek, is figure out how you're going to communicate with the teacher or teachers and how often. If your child can't communicate and tell you about his day, you're going to need daily communication with more details than you would need if a child is conversational. But even for children with relatively good language, you still might need more communication, even daily communication with the teacher or teachers in the beginning of the year. And if your child is in multiple classrooms throughout the day, you'll need to find out which teacher is your main point of contact and get their contact information so that there can be free-flowing communication as often as needed. If you're having an IEP meeting coming up soon, I'd recommend you put some form of daily communication or weekly communication in the IEP just to be on the safe side. And speaking of IEPs, strategy number 3 is my favorite. Your child will most likely have an IEP, which stands for an Individualized Education Plan, which is kind of like a contract for what the school needs to provide. But these IEPs can be long and confusing and cumbersome. They're difficult to read and implement by the child's teacher or teachers and other school staff, especially on day 1, week 1, or even month 1. So to make things easier, I recommend making a 1-page summary sheet describing your child's diagnosis and any other diagnoses or conditions. Like if your child has a peanut allergy or a latex allergy, you'd want to make sure that is front and center as part of the IEP, but also on your summary sheet. You also on the summary sheet want to talk about their level of functioning in terms of language. How do they communicate? Do they use sign? Do they use a picture exchange system? Can they talk? Can they request things? You want to describe their problem behaviors and how best to prevent them. What reinforcement your child needs. His toileting schedule, if that's a concern. And if he's really picky or has certain dietary restrictions, you might want to describe kind of how he feeds himself or what he needs prepared that he wouldn't necessarily need if he were typically developing. This summary sheet should be sent in to the teacher preferably on day one, or if your child's already back to school, you might want to do that even now. I find this summary sheet is even good to take to new physicians if you're seeing somebody, to quickly describe your child in one page. I think it's just a really good thing so that everybody can get a glimpse, especially in the very beginning of a school year. So in summary, the 3 strategies to ease back to school transitioning are: 1, take advantage of sneak peek opportunities for you and your child. Step number 2, figure out how you're going to communicate with the teacher, which teacher you're going to communicate. And step 3, make that 1-page summary with all the need to knows for the staff to work on most effectively with your child. If you like this video blog, I would love it if you would leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, share the video with others who might be interested, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And to join me on my mission to turn autism around, go to marybarbera.com/join and sign up for my free guide today. And I'll see you right here next week.